Welcome to the Weekly Action Report for SWToR and Tempest Gaming Community for Sunday, 19 January 2014. I am Scrivean, the co-guild leader of Tempest GC on the Bastion. This week's events, we had our normal schedule events of Operations and PvP. Tuesday night was Republic Ops night, and we knocked out the weekly quest for Scum and Villainy, which is the first 3 bosses. Take out the 3rd boss pretty easy. We did it with 7 people. That's right, 7 people. Went in there to do Terror from Beyond, and got all the way to the boss that we needed to do for the weekly, and you need 8 people because you got to have pairs of 2, and you can't do it with less than 8. We discovered that. We tried everything we could think of, and it doesn't happen, so we need another raider. So we're recruiting one more raider, DPS. Anybody want to jump on? Okay, cool. Wednesday night, we took the night off from Imperial Operations. Cash had a tummy ache, and he wanted to go CP. Okay, well, he wasn't feeling well, and he wanted to get some rest in. He's been working hard this week. Actually, he's had long hours. So we had fun in PvE, PvP, and we were leveling our low-level characters on both sides, Republic and Imperial. So, and Goji was, of course, going to town on his Sork, who's almost 50 now. So Thursday, we jumped back into Republic Operations Night and hit Deborah's Courtyard, story mode, 16-man. Az and Cash put together a pug with 7 of us and 9 other fun, outstanding, geared, and well-played players who were all in TeamSpeak and communications. And, oh wait, I'm sorry, I must be dreaming. Yeah, we picked up 9 pugs, and some knew the fight, and some didn't, and some couldn't even find the flight path, but eventually made it there. And so we knocked out story mode, which isn't too bad, tried hard mode, and it was laughably horrible. So we're going to continue working on that. Friday night was PvP night, and last week we went for 6 hours, and so what do you think we did this week? We have to top that, right? No. There were queue problems, and the servers were having issues with the SWToR servers, so there were no PvP queues because none were popping on any server. And then we tried to do Galactic Starfighter, and no queues were popping on any server. So then we decided, hey, let's go ahead and do a classic operation. Let's go do 8-man SOA, or Eternity Vault, or Karaga's Palace, or any of those. And if you tried to do those, then you were kicked out of the game. And then Saturday night, when we tried to maybe pick it up and maybe do some PvP and do some other stuff, no, you couldn't do it either. So there was emergency maintenance last night. That was fixed, but overall it was a great week. I mean, people were on TeamSpeak chatting it up and blah, blah, blah. Having fun. Good week in SWToR. So our planned events for the following week are Tuesday, we will be doing Deborah's Courtyard 16-man story mode. We'll also be knocking out the weekly quests for Scum and Villainy, Terror from Beyond, and possibly a classic raid. This is all in efforts to get the raid team ultimate accommodations, which means you buy the 180 level gear, which is awesome because then you hit harder, heal better, and you can take a beating as a tank. Better. Take more of a beating. Something like that. So then we go on Thursday, we're going to go ahead and complete Scum and Villainy and Terror from Beyond to get the guild achievement for knocking those out, possibly looking at a Dread Fortress. And then the following week, not this week, but the following week afterwards, we'll be more on a schedule of knocking out farming stuff on Monday or on Tuesday on the first night. And then on Thursday, we're going to go ahead and do our progression rating, which may be Dread Fortress or may also be hard modes in Scum and Villainy and Terror from Beyond. So we'll see how those go. Should be fun. Wednesday is still our Imperial Operations night. It's kind of more of a pugging right now. We don't have a full team of raiders, so we just pretty much jump on our Imperial tunes and go hit an operation what we want to do. If we want to do something easy, Deborah's Courtyard. If we want to do something long, Scum and Villainy, though it's only about an hour and a half. So Friday night will be group and solo PvP because it looks like the servers should be fixed today. We'll see. I'll know later today when I log in. This week's weekly focus. We are going to take an operation and intro to the operations team. These are our raiders. These are the guys who have been working their butts off to get geared up and gear modded and ready to go and know their class and blah, 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 and take abuse from the rest of us when we see that they screw up. Because there's already been a term coined this week called pulling a Scrivean. That means that you do an operation like Deborah's Courtyard, you kill the boss, and then you leave the instance, and then the instance is established, and you realize that you actually didn't loot the boss to get your commendations. So, yes, thank you, Cash and Az, for coining that. And then I won't go into the other stuff because it hasn't happened yet. It isn't going to happen. I don't have epic fails and raids. I don't think. So, with all that being said and kind of getting a little diverted, we're going to our weekly focus this week, which was an intro to the operations team, and here we go. First off on the operations team, we have Cibrosis, known as Cirrhosis in the TGC forums. He's a commando healer, and has been working his ass off over the last month to get his gear up to being ready to do hard modes, and he's caught up. His healing has been fantastic the entire time. Next we jump over to Goji. He's Commando, he's DPS. I have to say Goji always reminds me of Lando Calrissian. I expect we jump into the raid and he's going to say, "Hello, ladies." But the big thing is he wants to put the Merc beat down on Godzilla. Yes, you heard me right. He wants to hit Godzilla with his Merc. But there's no crossover yet. Someday it's going to come. We're going to see it. We thought Terror from Beyond would be it. It's not. Next we have Cashmo. He's Commando. He's also DPS. I consider him to be more like Boba Fett. He's not going to take crap from anyone. He wants to stay focused. He wants to get the mission done. And if you get in his way, just STFU and step aside. We've got Laptius. He's our Vanguard tank. Most like Han Solo, comes up with these crazy-ass ideas on how we should be completing boss fights. He is the operations commander and the strategist. He's read all the strategies, he's watched all the videos, and he tries to make sure that we do too. And most of the time we do. Except for Palace. We're still working on that one. After him, we've got Leica. He's a Jedi Shadow. He's DPS. I consider him to be mostly like Darth Vader in that he's not the Emperor. He's not in charge of the Empire. But I tell you what, you put him on a boss, and he is going to do everything he possibly can to accomplish the mission and beat the boss down. And he is a fantastic DPSer in this fashion. You know, he was a tank in other games. You've got myself, Scrivean. I'm a Jedi Sage. I'm a healer. I'd say I'm actually in the role of Yoda, the step back, watch the big picture, and keep the peace amongst the raiders who like to fight sometimes. In a good way. Not too bad. And last off, we have Zojak. He's a Jedi Shadow. He's a tank. He's our second tank. I'd say he's pretty much in there like a Luke Skywalker. He's focused. He's still learning the ways of the Force, blah, blah, blah. He's a guild leader, so he's balancing that whole being a raider, not being raid leader, and being guild leader. Overall, we have a great group of operators going, and again, if you're interested, 8th spot is open, and after that, the 9th through 16th spots are open. Join us. We look forward to seeing you all in Star Wars. That's our operations team. All right, so it's been a fantastic week for Tempest and SWToR. We had many group activities. TeamSpeak was busy all week. Again, if you want to just jump in and chat with the Star Wars folks, don't be shy. We don't bite. Well, Cash bites, but other than that, don't be shy. We don't bite. We're having a blast and looking forward to grow our operations team. We still want to get up to 16 men, so if you're kind of hesitant, it is free to play. You want to check it out and see how things are going, jump back in the game and we'll invite you in and get you on either side. We hope everyone has a great weekend gaming. We look forward to seeing you in Star Wars, and bye. We're out.